everybody. Today we're looking at the Exosquad Exocarrier Resolute II. I haven't actually seen Exosquad since it was probably originally on the air. I haven't had a chance to watch it again on Hulu, so you'll have to forgive me here if I'm a little vague on some of its details from the show. But I know it was kind of like the main ship of most of the series, and I believe the original Resolute was destroyed by the Neo Sapiens, and then the Alliance forces and I think some pirates or something worked together to build this thing. So we're going to take a look at it today. I couldn't resist it being a spaceship nut. So the basic ship, we'll start up here, is dominated in the front by the exosuit hangar. I assume this is probably like flight control and battle control. Don't know if these mean anything. The set actually originally came with these stickers you could put on here to simulate battle damage, so that's why these are on here sporadically. It originally came with 8 missiles, 4 on each side. I've lost 2 over the years. It does have these torpedo turrets that move on both sides, which is pretty cool. As you can see on the bottom, it's kind of a mirror of the top there with the sphere and the fins. It has 3 sounds it'll make. We'll look at those in a second here. Of course, some more battle damage stickers I put on it. Then down on the end, we've got the engine cluster, and I assume these are auxiliary engines, I would assume. All in all, a really interesting, big, bulky design. I mean, it looks military. It's not built for pretty. It's built to get a job done, which I am totally happy with. You can see it does have windows. It has nice detailing all over it. Windows. I don't know. I guess those are probably some kind of power generators. You can see, like, even in there's a little bit of detailing. Oop. Now, it does have 3 sounds that are done by these buttons here. I'll play those for you.
Everybody, frame up! Watch the E-frames!
Now, what does happen, though, is when you push these buttons here, you do get lights back here, as well as up front.
Everybody, frame up!
Now, the front of the ship here, of course, these are the hangar doors, and you can see there's slits in it to show what's going, I guess windows or ports, but inside, I don't know if that shows up here, but it does light up.
Watch the E-frames!
So that's pretty cool. There are lights inside. So down here there's a little indentation so you can get in here to open the hangar doors. Now, I don't know how that's going to show up, but you see the red plastic in there does have detailing on it. You can see in there. These pegs here, now that when this originally came out, it came with miniature E-frames that you could plug in here. So when you open up the hangar door, there's these little E-frames that are ready for launch, but with the sounds here. So that's pretty cool. It does make a fairly big opening there. Now, the other sound it does do is here, amidship here with the torpedo turrets. When you push this button down, it does launch these top 2. And it does make the shooting noises. Now, it does shoot off really well. In case you didn't see, on the left side, it fired 1 at a time. Which, you can do it. It's just a matter of how many times you push the button or how hard. The right side, when I push that, I push it down harder. It launched both torpedoes together. And it launched them pretty far. It actually hit the back of my review area. Shot off to the side. Bent around how it bends here. And landed about 2 feet from my review table. So just to give you an idea of how well they shoot. And then on the bottom, these are just storage ports for extra torpedoes. So if you had all of it when it came out, you would have had two torpedoes to shoot, and then two reloads, essentially. Which, isn't too bad. Unfortunately, over the last... Gosh, how long has it been since Exosquad came out? 18 years? 15 years? I've lost one of the torpedoes. Well, I lost two, which is fine. I kind of evened it out by just having one on each side. So, not horrible. Excuse me. Now, unfortunately, the mini E-frames are long gone. I don't know if it was me, because when I got it, I was more interested in the ship than the E-frames, or they were just little tiny boogers, and I just, lost them. So I do have some things that are going to stand in for some, like, E-frames and stuff, so you can just kind of get an idea of how it probably, would have been. Something I haven't really talked about in a video yet is that I am a huge fan of the old Trendmasters toy line War Planets. In fact, I think I've got all the actual planets. I'm just missing the moons, some of the battle moons and like the tanks and stuff. So I'm going to use some of those. We're guest starring pieces from Planet Tech, if you're familiar with War Planets. So they're little warriors that came with the set were, kind of look like E-frames or little battle mechs. So you can take some of these out and put them on the carrier, kind of give you an idea, if it had E-frames on it, what they'd be doing. A couple little fighter craft from Planet Tech, kind of give you an idea here. Of course, you can take these guys here, line up the hangar here. Let's see if I can get them to stand in here. I'm kind of holding it at an angle to get the camera to see, so it, not as good as it could be, but it gives you an idea here. The hangar bay is fairly big. It's probably, I would say 2.5, 3 inches deep and at least 3 inches wide. Just to kind of give you an idea here what you can do with it. And I do have some ships and stuff I'm going to use for some size comparisons to kind of give you an overall feel for how big this is. See if this will fit here. Here is a G1 Cosmos. Well, he fits perfectly in the cargo bay. In fact, you can even close it completely. Kind of give you an idea here. I mean, it's a very large launch bay. I can't remember if they retrieve craft in this same bay or if this just launches everything and then they land somewhere else. I'm going to have to watch it. I know it's on Hulu Plus, described as the American Anime Exosquad. So anyway, let me close this up here. And then here is Cosmos again. Now I have a couple other random things I can put out here just to kind of give you size comparisons. So here is my incredibly beat up and dirty G1 broadside. Just as an example of another aircraft carrier. And you can see the broadside is not quite half the length of the Resolute. So it's really a beefy ship. I don't know if I can get the full ship in frame here. I have to back up considerably probably. There we go. So you can see there, broadside is barely half the length. This is a little Thunderbird II that I got from the movie line. Which I have to admit, I guess I like bad movies, but that Bill Paxton Thunderbirds movie, I actually kind of liked it. I picked up a lot of the ships and stuff, or at least a couple Thunderbird 2s, because they made a really nice big electronic Thunderbird 2. So maybe someday I'll review that, but there's the smaller Thunderbird 2. Of course, here were the little battle mechs from Planet Tech. And here is Planet Tech itself. There you go. The Resolute II is larger than a planet. Alright, so I'm going to get out one more thing to do a size comparison, and then we'll be wrapping up the review, so hold on. Alright, and for the last size comparison, I got my Matchbox SDF-1 out that I reviewed earlier. And I just put it out here. You can see there's a little broadside, a little bitty aircraft carrier down there. And it looks like the Resolute and the SDF-1 are about within an inch of each other, the same length. So it would be kind of interesting to think that they were the same scale. Because that would be a kind of a cool battle fleet formation, you know, these two big carriers out there. Although probably the SDF-1 technically, scale-wise, is significantly larger than the Resolute, considering its arms are aircraft carriers. But I may have to go on one of those sites and see if I can find the lengths of the ships just to compare. But they look nice side by side on the table here. So that is an overview look at the Resolute 2. I have to say, I really like it. If you have a chance to pick it up, I don't know what it's going for now, but if you have a chance to pick it up, if you like ships and carriers, definitely a good purchase. Well put together. You know, the electronics could be a little better. I wish it had some kind of stand up front so it could sit level instead of kind of sloping down like it does. But otherwise, it's a solid toy. Well worth getting, especially if you're a fan of Exosquad. So this has been the review of the Exocarrier Resolute 2. Thank you for watching, and again, you know, if you like what you're seeing here, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas, please comment. Let us know. We love to hear from people, see what you know, people want to see. We're pretty much doing what we like to do and reviewing what we like. So thank you for watching. Bye.